So about 2 weeks ago, I was in Manchester, England at CitizenCon, where I had my own chance to sit down and play Theaters of War, at least a very early development build of it. Hey guys, I'm Morphologist, and in this video I'm going to tell you guys about my experience, as well as what this is supposed to do for Star Citizen and the future of the persistent universe. But just real quick before I begin, I wanted to remind you that if you like the content that I make and think I deserve it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because I am close to 100k and I want to hit that before Christmas if possible. So thank you all for all your support. And back to the video. So Theaters of War is supposed to be a very Battlefield-like experience. You start off either as the attackers or the defenders, and there are 3 phases. Phase 1, you have to take 2 points. These come in the form of laptops, and if you're successful, you move on to Phase 2, wherein you have to blow up a generator. If that's accomplished, then you can finally move on to Phase 3, where you take a space station up in orbit, and none of this is faked. All of this is done in engine, using the current player cap of 25 versus 25. Now let's talk a bit about why CIG says this is necessary at all. Well, this is actually one of the ways that they're going to be using to test balance in the game. Because right now, the way the universe is set up with only 50 players, getting these sorts of battles are far and few between, so collecting data on balance is a very difficult task for the developers, and so iteration is slow. This new game mode, Theaters of War, allows them to create a controlled environment where they can test new weapons and vehicles and existing weapons and vehicles together to see what sort of balance is needed. Now, those of you who are more familiar with Star Citizen will note that there's already 2 modules in the game that do just that, Arena Commander and Star Marine. But the problem is, as Sean Tracy alluded to, they don't actually tell them what the balance is going to be when you throw them together in the verse, that's in the MMO, when 2 organizations fight. And so they need this mode now, as he explained, to test these things. Just as an example, he cited how powerful the ballista was, something that surprised me as well, or just how great the Ursa proved to be at fighting infantry, something that I don't think I would have found unless I'd actually gotten into a few skirmishes in an org with one. In sum then, Theaters of War is meant to help them hit the ground running once the final pillar that's meant to prop up the universe is complete, and that would be server meshing. There are a number of other things they need to get done, obviously, but that is really one of the core issues that's holding back having more than 50 players on a given server. So now maybe you understand a bit of the reasoning behind making this particular mode. Now onto the way it actually played. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any footage of me playing the game. CIG didn't want that to go out just yet. However, I can tell you about the experience. First of all, it's a very early sort of version of it. It's not going to be ready until 3.9. That's following the next patch, which is dropping this month in December. And the things that they still have to add are version 4 of Planet Tech and obviously some of the new netcoding that they want to integrate to make it a lot smoother. That being said, it was definitely a much better experience than I remember playing on Star Marine, or just in the current version of Star Citizen in general. Yes, there were some bugs, and sometimes the player movement was a bit janky, but overall, it was an improvement, and was really background to how much fun everybody, including myself, was having. I mean, even Wasted Space, a pretty big critic of the game, had this amazing experience that actually ended up being with me just by chance. We couldn't see each other's names because we were using, their PCs, where we were in the back of an Ursa rover being chased by an enemy vehicle, and we were shooting out the back of it, trying to stop it from blowing us up before we got to the point. See, we were on the attack. Eventually, we were able to blow it up, but it was only after it went left and right, swerving beyond debris and crashed vehicles, that we were able to do it. It was just such an amazing experience. And what I see it doing is offering people an opportunity to hop right into some action that they would otherwise have to set up with a lot of planning. This gives people an opportunity to jump in on the action immediately. That's kind of what Sean Tracy said right in his speech. One thing I also realized while I was playing was that not everybody really understood what was good and what was bad. People weren't actually using the Ursa at all initially, and once people realized that it was really good at attacking and holding down a point, then everybody was trying to use it and also trying to blow it up. There's going to be an adjustment time for everybody who tries playing Theaters of War, because we haven't had this experience where we could use all of this together and find out what works and what doesn't. And that's really the beauty of it. And thankfully, Sean Tracy said that he's aware of the lack of support for the other two modes that are currently in, and that they don't want to do the same thing with this mode. They want to make sure that it's always being updated and always being used to inform the way they balance the game. Even going so far as to self-criticize by saying in the past CIG has focused on the visuals and then focused on the mechanics, and in this case he wants to do the opposite. He wants to focus on the mechanics and then fix up those visuals, which to me is music to my ears. At first I was a little bit skeptical because I was thinking, oh, this is a completely new thing that you're adding in, is it really going to help get this game done? And after the explanation and after actually trying it for myself, I understood the purpose behind it. I was able to experience the merits for myself, and I can tell you here that I think this is going to make an impact and people will actually play this mode, so long as they continually add more content to it and update it as they try to balance the game. It also gives a lot of orgs a means to more easily set up the big org battles that they like to do in the verse. I can't wait to see it eventually replaced by the real deal in the PU. But what do you guys think? Did you get a chance to play this for yourself at CitizenCon this year? If do, please share down below and let me know what your thoughts are. I've been Morphologist. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content like this, you know what to do. I'll see you guys next time.